What's up everybody and welcome back. My name is Munir, also known as the cleanest man on earth. That's right, it's me, and I'm coming to you live from the office, finally getting set up. I'm really excited. There's some lights. I forgot the microphone stand and therefore I'm using a mug. We have to do what we have to do in order to upload these videos. And if you're into business, entrepreneurship, anything that has to do with the journey of an entrepreneur, you're at the right place. Please subscribe to the channel. I have a ton of new videos coming up that's going to show you my journey as an entrepreneur, show you what I'm doing right now at this moment with marketing my business or just trying to improve or get more income. And also, do not forget to help your boy with a like. So please smash the like buttons for your boy. It really helps me out to understand what videos that you like and some that you don't like in order for me to narrow down and give you the best content possible. So let's get right to it. Should you give up? Should I give up is the title of the video, and the reason why is because if we're talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking about business related subjects, then in that case I'm sure that you have this nasty negative thought that comes up to your mind: should I give up when something goes wrong? So we all know that entrepreneurship and the business world is really hard. I call it savage. It's really savage. You have competition to worry about. You have other people trying to do the same thing as you, copying your whole moves of marketing. You also have problems with customers, right? Customer service could be a problem. You can also have problems with giving out the product or the service. You know, some things go wrong. If there's one thing that I'm 100% sure about entrepreneurship and the business world, since I'm still learning, but one thing that I know for a fact that's always going to be recurrent are problems. You're always going to have problems, and the idea of should I give up is always going to go through your mind. It's always going to, you know, get in there, because if you're an entrepreneur, that means you've been an employee as well, and you're like, should I go back to the 9-to-5 relaxed life where, you know, I used to put my minimum type of hours, go home and relax, instead of being an entrepreneur and work 12 to 16-hour days and always think and be obsessed about my business? Instead, I could just collect the paychecks twice a week and just do nothing. Then it's your choice, but at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur, you have it in you. Even if you go back to the 9-to-5, you are still gonna feel that void in your heart to go back into doing your own thing. Do not forget that we're our own bosses. We do what we want with our time whenever we want. We set up our schedule the way we want it, and that's what I love about being an entrepreneur, is that the amount of work that I put is the amount of revenue that I get, and I want to put 110% every single day. Well, I try to. Sometimes I think to myself, should I give up? And it's really natural and it's normal for you to think that way. And I'm gonna go through 5 points for you to figure out if you should give up or not. Point number 1, identify what the problem is. What is the problem? You absolutely have to identify the problem in order for you to find a solution. If you have to write it down, take a pen and a paper and actually write it down, then do it. If your style is more just to think about things, then go ahead, go to your cottage, go take a hike, go meditate, do what you have to do in order for you to figure out what the problem is. Because without identifying exactly what the problem is, you will not be able to find a solution, I promise. And point number 1, which is identify the problem, is not only just writing down, well, the problem is money or customer service or this or that. You actually have to emphasize and you have to break it down. So you have to write down what the problem is. You have to really write down or really see in your head what the problem is, so like that you can actually find a solution. So right below that paragraph that you'll write, you have to write another paragraph of the solution. What's the solution in order for you to settle that problem, in order for you to be okay in your life and okay in your entrepreneurship world? And before I go to number 2, you have to know that there's a solution for every problem that you have. So don't despair. Point number 2, is it lucrative? Is what you're doing right now lucrative, or is it going to be on the verge to being lucrative? We're not doing 10 to 16 hours a day for no reason. We're doing it to capitalize in order for us to make money. And therefore, you have to make sure that you are putting the time in the right spots for you to make the maximum type of revenue that you can ever make. You have to ask yourself, is it lucrative? If it's not, and you don't foresee any money coming in, then maybe this is just a hobby. Maybe you're just doing this because you love what you're doing, but at the same time, it's not going to bring any monetary value to you or to your family. Ask yourself, is there another niche within that niche where I can make money? If the answer is no again, then maybe you should look for something else. If the answer is yes, but you're having way too many little problems in order for you to get to that revenue, then you have to make a chart of your time versus money. You have to organize your time. I made a video about time organization. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. Organizing your time is the most important thing you can do for your business, because you're gonna put time and money, and you're gonna put a nice little chart and see if the time that you're putting during the day is actually something that's gonna be used and leveraged in order for you to make more money. If what you're doing in your time is ludicrous nonsense that is not bringing any value, then you have to switch it up. You have to organize your time in order to create more money. Like I always say, I put 16 hours a day of work because I want that money to be equal. That is the reason why I quit the 9 to 5, is because I was putting so much effort and time into this company, but my salary remained the same, or I would get small bonuses that wouldn't make any sense compared to the time of work. As an entrepreneur, it's truly important for you to know exactly what you're doing with your time every minute, every hour of the day. Point number 3, maybe you are not making it fun enough. Maybe it's not fun enough for you. You're not passionate about what you're doing because it's not fun. Maybe you started this company as a fun gig, as coding websites or whatever you're doing, but then with time you kind of just started taking care of stuff that you disliked, and it became a real job and a chore, and so for you it's kind of annoying, and you're asking yourself if you should give up because you don't really like what you're doing. What you have to do is reassess yourself, reconnect with yourself, ask yourself, am I doing this for fun? Like, is it fun for me? If the answer is no, it doesn't mean that you have to quit everything. What you have to do is put fun again into your life. Have fun with what you're doing. If, let's say, what you love doing is marketing, then start with the marketing during the day to pump you up. Have fun with it. Talk about it with your friends. Socialize on the fun that you're having, and remind yourself where you started. Because we all started with this fire in our heart that was super warm and fun and fuzzy, and you really wanted to achieve all the goals that you had for yourself. Put yourself back into that place. It's like love, right? You get into a relationship with a woman and it's super fun, and all the first dates are amazing, and then you have the honeymoon phase, then you get married, then the first year, second year, third year is amazing, it's fun, but then you get into a routine. Then you hear those men tell you, well, have fun with marriage, you should have stayed single. Now, in reality, what these men are talking about is that they wouldn't put themselves into that first relationship ambiance that they had in the beginning, that fun, that fuzzy feeling that you had in order for you to be passionate about what you're doing. It's the same thing, because at the end of the day, our businesses, our loves, they're a baby. We need to figure out what the fire was initially in order to get back to it and to kill some more. Number 4, and this is what I'm going through right now at this moment, is the reset button. The reset button is really important. So once in a while, every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you decide you have to press the reset button. And what that means is you have to reassess everything in your business. You have to look at the way you do marketing, the way your numbers are going, how much time you're spending on different things, how much money you made on every single day. You have to reassess yourself. Before I get to point number 5, the reset button is really important for your employees to know as well. What I do is, which I did today, Monday, I told them, listen guys, we're doing the reset button. What that means is they know that I'm gonna be on their asses, making sure that everyone is doing their job at the right time, making sure that they're giving me a good quality of work, making sure that every single one of my customers are happy and they're sending reviews into my Google page. And lastly, I'm making sure that my numbers are good. I'm making sure that I'm still making profit, that my business is profitable, making sure that I have some money in the bank in order for me to expand sometime next year, let's say. And I want to make sure that everything is going my way, because at the end of the day, it's your baby. No one is gonna have your vision, no one is gonna have your ideas, and you have to personalize your business, and therefore there for. The reset button will help you do that every single time. I do it 4 times a year. The reset button is good because sometimes you need to reassess who's working for you. Does it still make sense for that person to be in that position? Do you have to change them up, or do you have to fire them? That's something that an entrepreneur has to go through. We have to deal with it, and it is what it is. Lastly, step number 5, did you give it your all? We want to know if you give it your all. Did you actually give everything that you had in you? Okay, I told my little brother once, he told me I tried everything. He was talking about a subject. He told me I tried everything, and I told him, all right, well, name me 1,000 things that you tried. He couldn't. I'm like, okay, fine, that's too much to ask. Name me 100 things that you tried. He couldn't. I'm like, fine. Name me 10 things that you tried. He was about to get there, but he couldn't. I'm like, fine, give me 5 real things that you tried. Most of the time, people give up after 2, 3 things that they've tried, and they think that they give it all, and they use that language that I hate, which is, I tried it all, I'm doing my best. All these lines that I don't want to hear ever around me. It's like plague. I don't want it close to me. I don't need it close to me. You need to ask yourself if you give it all. And by doing that, sometimes you need to take a break. Did you take a break? You have to take a break sometimes. You have to go hiking. You have to go on vacation for a couple of days. You have to take a weekend with your loved ones and just hang out and not think about work at all. And then you're gonna have this acute moment that's just gonna pop out of nowhere, explaining to you how to fix the problems that you have in your business. Sometimes you're so into the business that you don't take time to step back and look at the macro things of your business. You need to take a break sometimes. Also, did you need advice? Did you go out there and ask for advice from other people that are in the same field as you, same industry as you? Maybe it's just an elder person like your grandpa or your uncle or your neighbor that has experience and knowledge that you can go out there and ask them for advice. Don't go and talk to all your friends about your problems. No, what you need to do is find one person, find a mentor, find someone that you can trust with your issues that will be able to help you get to the next level, or maybe just to fix what you have right now. Last point I'm gonna bring, which is an extra. Do you need to kill that idea? Sometimes entrepreneurs get into this mode where you're sure it's gonna work and you feel it and it's in your heart and you're giving it all and you're working 16-hour days and you're doing everything you need to do in order to achieve what you want, but the idea is just not good, or maybe it's just something that people are not ready for yet, a product or service that people are not ready for yet, or maybe you're doing things wrong, you're putting time in different things. So my camera died and I had to change the battery. And so what I was trying to say is, maybe you're putting your time in different things that you're not supposed to. Maybe you're inefficient in your time frame, or maybe it's just not the right timing. It happens. Sometimes it's just not the right timing. You're too ahead of the game. You thought of something that people are not ready for, and it's just not the right moment. And so sometimes you either have to shelf the idea or you have to bring it behind the barn and shoot it. That means kill the idea, just like Kevin O'Leary says all the time. It is what it is, but sometimes we have to admit to ourselves as entrepreneurs that it's just not gonna work. But I only give this advice to someone that actually gave it all. And I'm not talking about 2 things you've done. I'm talking about you being patient, having the patience, having the knowledge, having the research in order for you to have this idea monetized. And if you've done all of these steps and you've done all of the things you have to do as an entrepreneur and it's still not working, then something else is going to work for you. And maybe you have to go back to the 9-to-5 for a little while, but it's okay. You're an entrepreneur at heart and you are going to get back on your feet and make some real money. And so this video about should I give up is done. I hope that I brought some good points, good ideas for you to think about. If ever you have that negative thought that just doesn't want to leave your head, I hope that I give you some tips in order for you to process it in a way that makes sense for you and for your business. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, write a comment below, tell me what do you do if you think that you should give up. Do you have a system in order for you to remove yourself from negative thoughts, or do you just keep on going with that negative thought? Let me know, let's have a conversation, and please subscribe to the channel. Until next time guys, ciao.